the whole nostalgic feel of vinyl to me was really just got me to slow down in life a little bit. You know, I didn't feel rushed. I just felt like I could take my time and listen to it and enjoy it. Name is Billy Siegel, Siegel, usually they want me to spell it. But anyways, my name is Billy Siegel, owner-operator of Revival Records, established 2009, so I've been here 14 years now, and yeah, I'm the proprietor of a record shop. Revival Records was opened just as an idea. I just wanted to do something I loved, and just went for it. There wasn't really a strong niche in the market. I think back in '09, I think vinyl record sales were less than 1% of all music sales. But I kind of had an inkling that it was going to be up and coming, and I loved it, so I decided to just roll with it. I opened the store with a business background in mind, but music wasn't like my absolute love. Like I didn't love music per se in general. Like that wasn't my whole life. But I do love the people, and you know, talking music all day with people is, you know, it's a privilege. Like I'm honored to be able to do it. And you know, I don't know everything about music, but there's just so much music out there that, you know, it's hard to know everything. But I learn stuff every day.
I learn a lot about people by just flipping through their record collections or their Spotify or, you know, any medium of music they listen to and finding out what they listen to. And then I try to listen to it myself just so I can understand their perspective and where they're coming from, what their thoughts on music are. My name is Maddie Simpson. I am 21 years old and I am studying music at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. I have also worked at Revival Records. I also work as a freelance musician in the area. I think the start of my musical career was when I was gifted an iPod by my father at the age of 4. From there it was game over, and I spent almost every spare minute I could just listening to music. In the car, I would have my earbuds in, I'd lay in my room as a kid and just listen to music, and that really fueled my drive to want to be a part of it rather than just be an observer. I got my parents' record collection when I was about 15. They gave me a turntable and all their old records. That's really where I started collecting records and my fascination with the different pressings and the economics of vinyl, the value of different records, and vinyl as an asset. I really became fascinated by that, especially during COVID, where we had a lot of time on our hands. The composition of my record collection looks like about 450 records at the moment. Most of them are used because I really like to live in that classic rock era. I have a lot of stuff from the 70s. That's kind of where I specialize. My favorite records have been the ones that I've picked up attending live shows at merch tables. I think that picking up physical copies of music is a really great way to support especially smaller musicians who are really trying to build their audience and their following, and as a musician myself, I can really appreciate the desire to do that. I've started doing this in the last year, but it's really helped broaden my horizons and the types of music that are in my collection.
Being involved with the community here really honestly it's everything to me. I want the store to be here for many years, many years. I want the store to be known as a cornerstone of the downtown community. When people come downtown or bring their friends down here for somebody that's visiting, whatnot, I want them to say, oh man, you gotta check out Revival, let's go into Revival, gotta check out Revival. That to me means everything. I want this to be a legacy to where the kids who are in college right now, tomorrow they'll be bringing their kids in here, and then so on and so on. And I want it to be passed from generation to generation.
We're a very art-centric community, and we're very lucky to have that in an area that of this population. We have a couple of fantastic record stores in the area. We have a booming live music scene in the area with excellent local acts. A lot of people in our area are experiencing, pretty impressive amounts of success for coming from a relatively small metro area.
I really enjoy stuff where everyone's like, I like it when people come into the store and they're like, I don't recognize any of this. And honestly, that's like a compliment to me. I think that's great because if people just open their mind and just play it, you'd be surprised. My name is Seth Larson. My age is 32. My occupation is a record store owner, and I just recently opened this store. I thought it was cool for people to have a safe space, where we can come in and just argue and discuss and comprehend and understand certain variables of musical aesthetic, because it goes so far, and it's worldly, it's culture. When I was 6th, 7th grade, started taking like jazz lessons, and I would save up my money and I would buy 2 CDs every week. And every week of my guitar lesson, every Wednesday night, I'd go buy 2 CDs from Best Buy. And those are where most of my memories lie with like first getting into music. Collecting records came on later in high school when I started sampling music, when I started like doing hip hop and ambient. That's when I started understanding that like there was a lot of artists that were sampling things that I didn't know, and that's when I fell in love with it, I think, the most, because they were sampling, shit from like Brazil and weird house and trance records from Europe and all these different things from like Turkey and like Middle East, and that's when I started to understand that like this is way bigger than what I thought it was. One day, like a lot of this stuff might really truly end up in a museum. I mean, like it could happen, like we have hieroglyphics, like it's the same idea. I mean, some of this stuff is so cool, and like it's just so, it tells a story. There's a little story in every little piece, so it's like super big deal for me to sell it and to like show people how much they should appreciate it.
The difference to me between analog and digital, I guess I look at it like digital is just numbers, zeros and ones, right? It's all programmed. So, as far as your hertz and decibels, you're limited to how high you can go and or low you can go. Analog is how it is recorded, is how you hear it. So basically what that means to me is it just gives it a warmer sound. It's more intimate, I guess you'd say, or at least I think so.
As far as Spotify and, most streaming networks go, I think it's like quick and to the point, and it's like, this is the playlist and this is, where it's gonna be. And I think vinyl is totally different in a sense where it's like reading a book rather than reading a news clipping. Would you rather like read a book as a whole, or would you rather just like read chapter 4,
Despite digital being, objectively the higher quality medium of music, vinyl has kind of a warmth that makes a space really welcoming. I consider vinyl to be part of my space and part of the overall ambiance of, my living room.
I do think that it's humbling to like put on a record and to like understand and like read the script and like read the lyrics and read who produced it and when it was written and when it was recorded. There's something like very intimate about like understanding where it came from and why they put it there.
When you get a record, it's 12 and a quarter by 12 and a quarter inches of that's the artist's artwork, and it's what they're trying to portray to you. And so when you get to hold that record in your hand and you get to see the linear notes and to see what that artist is trying to portray through his music and through his artwork, it was changing for me. It really got me to kind of change my life a little bit. Yeah, slow down. If you have a collection and you use it, it's part of you. It's part of who you are. It's what you listen to.
Collect the records that you want to listen to. A lot of people are going to tell you what you should or shouldn't be listening to, and it really just matters what you want. It's your money, it's your collection. Your collection is a reflection of who you are and what you listen to. So don't let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't have in your collection or make you feel bad about your taste in music in any way.
I have a friend who has a record store in Wisconsin, kind of east here, and he's been doing it for forever. He's just kind of been around the block when it comes to vinyl, and got to know him really well. And his best advice to me was to enjoy the time you have here, because it goes by so fast, and enjoy what you do and enjoy the customers. He's been doing it for, I don't know, probably 30, 35 years already, and he said it goes by really fast. I've been doing it for about half that, and he's right, it really does. So no matter what you do, where you're at, just enjoy what you're doing at the time, because time does go by super fast. And try to find what you love to do and just go for it and just do it. Be inspired and make the most of it. Like, just if you enjoy doing something, just go for it.